Welcome to Triton College Library. And my name is Dubravka Jureka, and I'm the chairperson here at the library. And I would like to kind of everyone into this first part of the series, Triton Women Tell Their Stories, which celebrates women and their contribution to Triton and to life in general. The series has been organized by Shakina Lawrence, our librarian, who will, yes. She has done an amazing job in organizing this series and this event, and I hope that this becomes a yearly tradition of highlighting women that contribute so much to Triton College and everyone here. So we will start the series off with the story of an amazing woman here that best illustrates best, or is one of the best illustrating all the contributions that she has consistently kind of contributing to Triton for over 30 years, providing things that are kind of highlight the reputation and the quality and all the best that Triton and its women and everyone else that Triton represents. So I will now, her name is Elsa Figueroa, and I will now give the mic to Shakina, who will introduce and interview Elsa.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way,
Good.
of course I forgot. Please, there was a small request for if you could silence your phones at the moment and check the day of silence off, and so we can start. Thanks.
Thank you. Elsa, I'm going to invite you to come and have a seat. Thank you, everyone, for coming. As we celebrate Women's History Month, it was the idea of one of our reference librarians to say, hey, what if we got Triton women to tell their stories? And when we were thinking about this as a programming idea, we did not even realize that the Women's History Alliance actually selected women who tell our stories as the theme for this year. So it was just serendipity that we are right here in the line with Triton women telling their stories. And I want to draw your attention to, after this event, feel free to take a look at some of the books that we pulled here at the front, as well as in the back of the room. It's a small display of women authors who are telling stories. So feel free to take a look at that. And then, as you all know, if you are Triton faculty, Triton staff, Triton students, you are able to check out books here. So thank you for coming. Now to introduce this wonderful woman of the hour. This is Miss Elsa Figueroa. She has been with Triton for over 30 years. I will be interviewing her and just asking her some questions to share with us her experience being here at Triton and women who have inspired her life. So please give a warm welcome to Ms. Figueroa.
Thank you, Shakina.
So I'm going to hand the mic over to Ms. Elsa because I feel like I'm going to be kind of yelling, but Ms. Figueroa has a very wonderfully gentle voice, and I want to make sure that you guys hear her.
Okay.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Very good.
Okay.
Again, thank you, Elsa, for joining us and for saying yes so that we can just talk to you and hear your story about being here at Triton. Can you please just tell us a little bit about how you came to work at Triton?
Sure. I came to Triton as a student in the ESL program. That was in the late 80s. And going through the classes in the adult education department, I was looking for a job, and I reached out to one of my instructors, and I asked her to review my resume, and she did. Along with that, she made a recommendation to the department. They were looking for a part-time assistant, and I did that. So I came to the adult education department with wonderful women, women's support at that time. She was the director of the ESL program, and she hired me, and it was $4 the hour, and I was happy to come in, and I just wanted a job. I wanted a job where I could show what I could do, and through those first times, I was able to put all my efforts in and was promoted to a full-time position, being the assistant of the ESL director and the GED director. Back then, it was difficult for me to speak English, but for some reason I was able to do the job. But every time that phone rang, I just wanted to shoot it because I didn't want to respond to the telephone because of the limitations I had. So after that, the journey was still difficult, but I had along the way many people supporting me to do different jobs, and I was in different positions since then. Mm-hmm.
Now, are you a native of Chicago?
No, I'm from Mexico. Mexico City is my hometown. Yeah.
Now, what is it about Chicago that keeps you here and that you call Chicago home?
Well, the city is so beautiful. I've been to other cities in the States, and there's nothing like Chicago. The culture, it's a beautiful city. But my family is here. My sons, I have two sons, and my husband are here. So I've decided earlier, while they were growing up, that this was my adopted home. So I never looked back. This is home.
Very good. So tell us, what is one of your biggest joys from working here at Triton?
I have been very fortunate to work where I see that the little things that I do make a difference in people's lives. From the beginning, answering that phone and giving information to students, to being out in the community and seeing firsthand how our programs change people's lives. And that is so rewarding to this day, even though I don't have direct contact with the students, limited contact with the students, I see that whatever we do is helping someone move ahead or fulfill their dreams and their goals. So
that actually is a really good transition into my next question, which is, can you share what in your life made you to decide to pursue this type of a career?
When I came to the United States, my goal was to become fluent in the English language so that I could go back and teach English as a foreign language in Mexico. The realization came very soon. I needed more than 2 years, and I needed more preparation, and I was happy to be in the educational setting. It's not in my home country, but it's still in the educational setting where I'm not in the classroom, I'm not teaching, but again, I'm involved in the educational setting, so that's good for me.
So you've been here for over 30 years, so I know you've seen many things change in Triton and in education in general. Can you share with us, in the field of adult education, what are some of the major changes you've seen in the last 5 or 10 years?
There have been so many changes institutionally and within the field of adult education, but we adjust, we move through, and we go through the changes. However, I've seen that the core values of our population remain the same. They come to us with lots of dreams, lots of goals, and they're anxious to reach those goals within a very short period of time, just as I did. So it's just the same. We may have different types, people, students from other regions of the world, but the same goals, the same issues are present. So we just need to continue doing what we have been doing for more than 40 years. I think that our program has been in place for, I would say, 50 years already. Mm-hmm.
Doing great work, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do want to spend the last few minutes of our time talking about Women's History Month and ask you to share with us about a woman or women in your life who've inspired you in your professional life and why.
There have been a few women who have supported me and helped me through. One of them, I mentioned, it was the ESL director of the program. He was a wonderful human being. She didn't see me as a stranger or as someone who couldn't speak the language, but she saw my ability, and she supported me in so many ways. And in every position that I have had, I have had the support of a wonderful woman. Nowadays, after these many years, I still have the support of someone who has helped me a lot. After COVID, we had to adjust in many ways. So I was fortunate to have someone who helps me in my work. She's my coworker. She's one of our GED faculty members here at Triton, and she has brought so much joy to my job that even when I'm the testing manager in the adult education, so I deal with test scores, reports, and very little human contact. I'm the bad guy when it comes to testing. But she has brought so much joy to my daily work, because she comes in and she welcomes every student as if it was the first student in her life that she's treating. And she's so welcoming, she's always smiling, and I have learned. I'm a little shy, I'm not open as she is, so she's teaching me to get to that point, comfortable and able to really enjoy my work nowadays. It's no longer the reporting or the scoring of the test, but making the students feel comfortable when they come for testing, and they leave relaxed and ready to go. So,
Please share, who is this wonderful woman?
Her name is Nancy Coquette. She teaches language arts for the adult education department.
Very good. Well, shout out to Miss Nancy. So my last question for you today, Ms. Elsa, is what would be one piece of practical advice you would give young people pursuing their career in education, or just a personal career path here at Triton?
Well, I would tell them to listen to the advice of others, especially, I mean, when someone wants to help you and support you, follow their advice. But if you find the job that rewards you every day, just stay with it. Don't go anywhere. Why go to other places where you will be compensated more if you have the job that is rewarding you aside from a paycheck? So stay there and do your best with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
just wanted to open the floor up to any questions that you might have for Ms. Elsa. She is open to sharing. If you have questions, like I said, she has been here over 30 years, so I know that she has experienced a lot here in our Triton community. So are there any questions for Ms. Elsa today?
Oh.
Do
Do you see yourself ever going back to Mexico, or do we get to keep you forever?
No, just visiting.
Okay,
Just visiting.
okay.
Yeah, that's a dream that never comes in fruition for immigrants. We dream of going back to our hometown. No. That's not not realistic.
That's lucky for us.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you also about an immigrant question, because I am myself kind of have a similar story. It took me 10 years. Every time I was going home to visit, I would go home. And then I would be coming to the States. And then I was going home and coming back. At the 10th anniversary of my life here, it was the first time when I went to visit my home, I was there. And then when I was leaving, I was going home. Both ways I was going home. And I remember that moment when it happened, and I was like, wow. That's how long it took me to kind of really feel that I've kind of grown roots, and I have roots in both. How did that feel? Did you have something similar?
Yes, every time that I go back home, but I want to come back home soon. But when I had my children, I was debating whether going back or not, and I said, well, that's it. Once they start school, that's it, not going back. And I didn't want my kids to be in two places and not belonging to any place. So that's.
So, excuse me, as an immigrant, I seem to recall that people wanted their children to assimilate, and so therefore sometimes the cultures and languages of the parents' homeland took a back seat, if not, just were forgotten altogether. Did you find yourself making a concerted effort that your children would still know your culture as well as your language and be fluent in both English as well as your native tongue?
Yes, I always wanted them to know that they belong to Mexico, not only here, and we made every effort to bring them every year. And I pulled them out of school when that happened, and so they've visited. We visited every single year for their first 17 years. After that, they decided, no, I don't want to go. But those first years were very, very crucial. I'm lucky that my husband spoke Spanish to them earlier, and I spoke English. So at this point, they're bilingual, and they have already showed me their love for the country and their relatives back in Mexico. So I'm very happy for that, because now they want to do the same, visit constantly their family in Mexico, our family in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Got a question in the back?
Can you give us some examples of the varieties of people who come to study? Like, what different countries do they come from?
Whoa, wow, many countries. Lately, from the Ukraine, South America, Venezuela, Colombia. But yeah, we've had so many countries represented in the department, more than 60 countries. 23 different countries this year. 23. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We should have a potluck.
That would be
ESL classes do that.
One more question.
When you first came here, how old were you and who did you come here with? And
Susan, that's a question that I will not answer.
I didn't mean to be personal. Did you come here by yourself? Or?
I did come by myself, but my husband was already living here. But yeah, it's been a while, Susan.
So she's been at Triton for over 30 years. She's only 35. You know.
So you're very
Thank
young.
you.
Did I have any other questions? Thank you, guys. Oh, do you have one more question?
So do you speak any other language other than Spanish and English?
No, unfortunately. I think it's a little late now.
Well, once again, can we just give a round of applause to Miss Elsa?
Thank you, Shanika.
Yes,
Thank you.
so much for sharing with us your story here at Triton. Thank you guys for coming. I do have a few announcements that I want to share with you. This is a series, so tomorrow at 10 a.m. we will also be featuring another Triton woman here, a phenomenal woman. She is one of our early childhood administration students, and so she will be here tomorrow sharing her story at 10 a.m. Also, if you haven't already, please come and join us on Thursdays at 2 p.m. We share a film every day in the library classroom. This month we have been focusing on women's history, and our film for this week is 99% Woman, which is also in celebration of Women's History Month, and also the Day of Silence, which is happening on the 31st of March. And as a treat and a Thanksgiving for you all coming, please join us downstairs in the corner with the view. We are having a small reception with some coffee and treats just to say thank you for coming. So thank you guys for coming. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Thank you.